she posted something about Baphomet, and how he's like a lower astral, nasty, basically, like almost as if he's like just a parasite. I'm like, no, that's not the case. Baphomet is above good and evil. Okay, his actions in the world are mostly evil, but like, he's a Zodiacal Lord. He's not someone you can just bypass and pretend he's not there. He's literally one of the 12 Zodiacal Lords. He's one of the basically fathers of the gods, one of the Prajapatis. You can't get rid of Baphomet. You can't do it. And so, like what I had to do at times Baphomet was trying to come and talk to me and show me things, I had to basically summon Zodiacal Lords to protect me from the Baphomet. Yeah, I called in 2 Zodiacal Lords because Baphomet's too powerful. If I just call in one, it's probably not going to be enough. And then, besides that, and by Zodiacal Lords, I don't mean House Lords. I don't mean Mars is Lord of Aries and Scorpio. That's not what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's true, but Scorpio has its own Zodiacal Lord. It's a god above the gods, and Baphomet is the Lord of Capricorn. So then there's 11 other lords, the Prajapatis, basically. Yeah, they're tough motherfuckers, but the thing is, none of them really care, as far as I've seen, that much about things. You really have to go out and get them interested in things, but Baphomet's really a meddler, and it's not a good thing. The other thing is Baphomet, he used to be more human. He used to have a human face, but he caused Shiva's wife to jump into a fire because, some bullshit. And then, so Shiva emanated 2 wrathful gods from himself and basically cut Baphomet's head off and replaced it with a goat. So that's like the origin story of Baphomet. Also, Baphomet is the mind child of Brahma. So really, any rules that exist here and on Earth, things coming from Indra coming from various gods, that stuff doesn't really matter because Baphomet outranks a lot of those rules. This is why was really pushing against just considering, okay, maybe Baphomet's the enemy, okay, but I really wanted to push against talking about Baphomet don't deal with lower astral entities. That's not Baphomet, I think this comes from a really deep misconception that just because something is evil means it's just because something is evil, it can be very spiritual as well. Like the elite, like Jeffrey Epstein, for example. Did you see that he was doing these really complex thought experiments with all these professors? Okay, that's not exactly completely spiritual, but I would guess there's a lot of spiritual stuff going on in the background that we're not hearing about. That's been my theory for a long time. But as long as I've been in the conspiracy theorist space, basically, I've thought this. It's not like a new thing for me. Haven't been in the conspiracy theory space for a long time, but anyways, yeah, no, there's evil paths of spirituality. There are, and they can be quite powerful, but it's God, generator, operator, destroyer. You know, some groups are more into destruction, you know. There's all kinds of different, you know, paradigms of these things. So yeah, I think her saying Baphomet's like this lower astral being. Understand when the witches are going out for Walpurgisnacht, you know, they're going out and they're sort of fraternizing with this Zodiacal lord. They're fraternizing with something that's higher than any of the gods that, you know, the Christians or anyone else could imagine. That's why it's powerful. That's why people still use it. That's why people still, you know, will have like a sculpture of Baphomet, a bust, and they'll just look at it and they'll meditate on it, and it'll make them powerful because, you know, he's super powerful. It's not like some kind of delusion or something. It's not, you know, some marginal gains. People say, oh, you know, some spirits can like grant some small powers, you know, and then you go to hell. That's no. These beings can make you powerful from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime to lifetime, and it just keeps on snowballing, and you can keep getting more powerful. And that's the thing I hate in Christianity is a lot of these people, a lot of these Christian teachers don't get the stakes, right? Because they think that, okay, at the end of this, the bad guys are all just going to get wiped out anyways. Maybe, but I mean, it's more complicated than that. And, you know, how much harm can be done because of some people's indolence. I think there's a lot of people who are terrible. They're going to get away scot-free because there's practically no reason to punish them in the grand scheme of it when it comes to, you know, from the point of view of like an angel or something. You know, angels don't care that someone got hurt. It's a big cosmic, like, obtuse thing, and that's what people miss, I think.